Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time on ON AM and FM. It's Friday morning. It's June 2nd, 2023. Thanks for joining us. My name is Joe Callahan. Across the table from me, Dave Richards.
Callahan, I've been with him all morning.
He's looked at my ID many a times.
What?
You've looked at my ID many a times to make sure I'm actually me.
I just recognize it. We don't do IDs here.
So
This is ON. We don't do IDs here.
Melissa Murray will be joining us. I'm sure she got stuck in traffic somewhere, so she'll be here soon. She'll regale us all about that. Now the question comes up, Dave.
Okay.
How long can you drive around with empty beer bottles in your car, looking for a place to redeem them before you get pulled over by the police?
Well, you answered the question. You know, how
I
long
did.
can you do it until you get pulled over?
Until you get caught.
And caught with empty liquor bottles in your
Yes.
car.
But I'm bringing them somewhere to turn them in to get
What
my
a
5
great
cents back.
excuse. Will they buy it?
I don't know. Because, now don't tell the police. I've got 4 in my car. They've been in there for a week.
4 beer bottles.
4,
Yeah.
and they're empty.
And they're empty.
And they're in a brown paper bag.
Right.
And I was bringing them last weekend. I was bringing them to be redeemed. And the place, you have to bring them back in Massachusetts. You got to bring them back to a liquor store.
Yeah.
You can't bring them to Stop and Shop and do it because they won't accept.
Oh,
They won't accept it
okay.
because they don't sell them. So you got to bring them back to a liquor store. And the one I normally bring them back to, we don't do that anymore. They get rid of their machine.
Okay.
All right. So I just put the bottles back in my car. Basically, forgot about it until like yesterday. Driving around, I'm hearing clink clink coming from my back seat.
This actually happened to you?
If you go out of my car right now,
Yeah.
I have 4 empty beer bottles in my car
No kidding.
inside a brown paper bag.
Well, wait a minute. What's Chief Oates'
Oh, the number. Come down here and check
let
out
me
this
pull out
guy.
my phone here, and I think
So
I
I'm
have him
wondering-
on speed dial for just such an occasion, Joe.
See, I mentioned don't tell the police, Dave.
Oh, well, okay.
So I
Well,
was just
I'll put it
wondering
away.
how long could I drive around with these things? Am I playing with fire here?
Well, Joe, if you truly haven't taken anything from any of them, I'm sure that any reasonable police officer who encounters the situation through however weird circumstances that they will encounter these circumstances, will look at it and use reasonable judgment that, okay, clearly, this one's turned, this one's sour. No, yeah, he didn't drink these.
All right. And if you give me a breathalyzer, it's going to come up
That's right.
0.
Come right on out there. Let's give us the straight line.
Yeah,
Touch your nose. Breathalyzer, no problem. Okay, Mr. Callahan, find some place to dump them fast. I don't imagine that could be a problem if it's honestly done and it's a small quantity and it's in a paper bag elsewhere. First of all, they may not even notice.
They might
What
not.
they'll notice is you're going 70 miles an hour through the stoplight. That's the kind of thing that they'll pick up on right away.
I got a message from Melissa.
Oh,
Yes. Late night. Stayed in Providence last night. Traffic horrendous. So
situation normal.
So I might be a couple of minutes late, but almost there.
Oh, good. That's
I think that's
nice
funny.
of her to mention that.
So, well, in case you,
Obviously, she was going nowhere, standing still in
Yes.
traffic when she texted that.
so if you run into me today, just ask if I still have the beer bottles in the car. Anyway, Dave.
I don't think so, Joe.
So we brought it up earlier today. We'll bring it up again here in the Coffee Am program in case you missed out. I was not one of those people that was all excited when Chris Sale started pitching decently.
You're going back into more topic matter?
Yes.
You don't want to do the sponsor message?
I do want to do that. You're absolutely right. So we get it.
I've been waiting patiently.
Before we get into Chris Sale, what's going on at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce?
Thank
Dave?
you very much. Well, next week we start up a great week of stuff at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, where we have on June the 7th, Welcome Wednesday Networking Coffee. That's happening at Big Brothers Big Sisters down in Providence. It's 8 to 9 in the morning. And on the 13th, which is the following Tuesday, a week from next Tuesday, the Emerging Leaders Group networking pop-up. That's from 5 to 7 p.m. on Tuesday the 13th at the Revival Brewing and Lost Valley Pizza in Providence. And then on August 9th, skipping ahead a little bit, we also have another businesses brewing deal with the Providence Brewing Company down in Providence. And the 9th of August is what it says here, from 5 to 7 in the afternoon and evening. And then on September 19th, the executive golf outing we must look ahead for. And that starts at 11 o'clock in the morning, shotgun start. Kirkbrae Country Club should be all back in order by then. You can sign up for any of those wonderful things by calling 334-1000, or if you're a member, you get the email right in your email box, and all you do is click on that happy little blue button that says register. Thank you very much. The Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Business matters.
Thanks, Dave. Melissa Murray has joined us at the coffee and table.
See?
Hi,
She
Melissa.
wasn't fibbing.
And you should know that I don't text and drive. That was voice to text.
Okay.
Oh, I'm glad you cleared that up for
I
us.
didn't
Well, if you
question
noticed,
that.
there was all one run-on sentence with no punctuation, and probably.
Let me take a look again.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no places
yeah.
for breaths or anything, really.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
No.
I just thought it was bad English.
Oh, wait a minute.
You know, I
Wait
even.
a
Okay,
minute.
so I'm one of those people that even uses punctuation when I text.
Okay,
So,
do I.
Yeah, me too.
right. Well, no, most people don't.
Most
You-
don't.
Well,
most
I
don't.
get-
And they do the you instead of
For
like, oh
you,
my gosh,
yeah.
no, don't do
Then
that.
I'm a bad
Now,
texter.
If
Bad
you're
texter.
voice texting,
Yes.
can you actually say, "Last night stayed in Providence"? Stop, like a telegram.
Period. Yes.
Or you say
but,
period.
But
Will
No,
it write
no,
the
it
word
doesn't.
period, or will it
Yeah,
place
will
a
it write the word
punctuation
period?
mark?
That's right.
it depends.
On how you say it. Gotta say it with a
Yes.
little
Depends on
force.
whether you have a cheap phone or not, right?
Right, it
I got a very
depends.
cheap
It
phone.
depends.
Depends on the
Yeah.
technology of
And
the
then
voice
sometimes it
recognition.
comes out phonetically, like what you
Yeah.
say comes out phonetically. But I think that one was all right
Everything
because I
was
didn't even
spelled-
I
everything
didn't
was
even
spelled
look
correctly.
at it. I
Everything
was
was
just
spelled
like
correctly.
blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so yes.
All right. Well, I did mention to Dave earlier when everyone started jumping back on the Chris Sale bandwagon, and I kept saying, nope, I'm going to wait. I don't trust this guy not to get hurt. I go, if he's still pitching okay in August, okay, then we'll take a look at him again. He got hurt last night. Came out in the third inning.
That's the baseball pitcher, Chris
Yes.
Sale, we're talking about.
He
It was
um,
the same picture, so I
yes,
figured that out.
has shoulder soreness, and it's so bad he's having an MRI today.
Oh
This can't be good.
no.
And I'm like, as I told my wife last night, okay, he's on the 60-day DL. We'll see him in September.
Maybe.
So now he's pitched his usual 6 games per season, making $9 million a game. I said, what a bargain this guy is. So there you go.
As a trade-off for pain, right?
Well,
yeah.
Joe, I got to tell you, I made some pretty, I don't know, some pretty conclusive judgments when I saw him at a press conference before spring training.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at the way he handled himself and the way he talked and
yes.
how open he was to everybody.
He's great at it.
I don't see any loafing or deceit.
No,
I see a guy that's got hard luck, and
Yes.
and he makes bad luck.
Yeah.
He continues to make more bad luck. But what can you say? There are people out there who have enormous amounts of talent, but their bodies just cannot do the Major League Baseball schedule.
Well, then it's time to say thank you very much. Goodbye. Please go find another career. Try broadcasting.
But he's got $3 or $4, $9 million to make yet.
I know.
Before he does that.
Well,
Can you
he might
blame him?
need that later.
Yeah, right.
The Sox have done it before. Okay, we just let you go and we just keep paying you. We can't have you playing.
Everybody's
'cause
every major
you're
team has
killing
done
us.
that. New York did that with Jambi, for Christ's sake.
Oh yeah, yeah,
We
they all
want
do
you
it.
out of here.
They did it with a guy who was the panda guy, Pablo Sandoval. He was called
okay.
the panda because he was kind of shaped like a panda.
Okay.
Seriously.
Oh yeah, he was round, and but could hit, except when he came to Boston, and he didn't. And then they got rid of him, sent him back to San Diego, but we paid like 80% of his salary.
Right.
So it's just the way it works in professional sports. Okay, well, Sale, we'll see.
We need the
what
opening on the
latest-
roster to win games
Yeah.
more than we need the money.
Yep. we'll see what happens today after he has his MRI and where things go with Chris Sale. All right, so exactly 3 years ago, it was exactly 3 years ago, June 2nd, 2020, there was, would you call it a riot that took place
Yes.
in Providence? Okay.
It has been
officially?
quite officially described as a riot.
Over the George Floyd killings took place in Providence. So this man named Eduardo Santos decides to go down there and check it out. All right. And while he's down there watching the events unfold at Kennedy Plaza, Santos says he yelled at police to stop beating a suspect when the officer, Sean Comella, turned around and fired a less than lethal projectile at him. Sound familiar?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Comella thought Santos had thrown a glass bottle his way, but that turned out not to be the case. Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Noronha cleared Comella of the wrongdoing last October. However, Santos was basically shot in the eye with this less than lethal projectile.
Right. It was a rubber bullet, right? Or
Rubber
was it
or plastic, Dave?
Yeah.
I thought it was a plastic BB.
Could be. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but he lost his eye
Oh. Okay.
in it, and so now he is suing.
Yeah.
For excessive force was used against him as he was observing the riots. So now I guess he can't go after the officer since the Attorney General cleared him, but you can go after the whole department in the city of Providence.
Right.
He says he's filing suit. Doesn't say how much he's looking for, but I think he's going to win this, or they're going to settle.
Yeah. Yeah.
out-
I would
out of-
imagine they would
out of
settle.
court somewhere. So just a case of
Well,
not being at the right place at the right time, whichever
Right.
way you want to look at it, right?
I disagree.
Dave disagrees. Now he's making coffee right now, so you can't really hear him. I don't
Dave
know what
disagrees.
What are you disagreeing with, Dave?
I'll come over to the microphone.
All right, and please explain yourself.
Yes.
Maybe do you not agree that he's not going to win this? They're not going to settle
Well,
this.
You're making it sound so simple that he's
Well-
just going to go after the insurance company, and of course he's going to win.
Yeah.
I think a matter of civil responsibility has to be considered here, because according to the way that I read the story, he heard about what was going to go on at Kennedy Plaza. He left his domicile along with his wife, and they went down to Kennedy Plaza to watch the action.
Okay.
Okay, unwise.
Yes, but not illegal.
Muy unwise, I tell you.
Well,
But
okay.
worse than that, the guy's on the side in the peanut gallery with his wife, watching the police try to subdue agitators, people who are breaking the law, who are not obeying police commands. And boys and girls, let me just remind you one more time for the 10 millionth time, when you fail to obey a command from a police officer, especially a uniformed police officer, you have already broken the law. So don't give me this innocent crap. All right? That's the way the law, look it up. That's what the law says. Failure to obey a command from a police officer.
Yeah, but this has got nothing to do with this guy.
Oh, yes, it does. So he's observing
Yeah.
people failing to obey the command of a police officer, police officers wrestling these people into submission, and I guess in some cases he's observed that the use of force is being used against these people who are even more non-compliant once the police officer engages them personally. And he yells out, "Hey, quit hitting that guy!"
Stop beating him. Yes.
Now, if going there and watching was unwise, what does heckling the cops trying to do something, which is their duty to do, what does that make you? Like, that goes tilt, way past unwise to me into moronic.
Yes.
Asking
but
for it is a term
unwise
that
is
comes
not
to my brain.
Unwise is not illegal.
And so, when a glass bottle crashes to the ground next to the police officer, engaged in a heated subduing of someone who is a lawbreaker, and he looks, and it looks like it came from the other guy, and he points his little rubber non-lethal bullets at you and shoots, guess who's more at fault than the police officer in this observer's opinion?
Well, he's wrong. Well, first of all, you got your First Amendment rights. You can yell at anything at a police officer.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
They cannot turn around and shoot you for what you're yelling at them.
Right.
No, he shot him because he thought that he threw a bottle at
Well, then
him.
he's wrong. Then he's absolutely wrong, and now he wins the case. Santos wins the case. You shot the wrong guy.
But you also have a reasonable
It's
expectation.
a riot, Joe.
Reasonable expectation of what?
So, a reasonable expectation not to get shot, whether non-lethal or lethal, when you are not engaging in any wrongdoing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when people get shot driving.
Have some
like,
more coffee.
I know I'm a little froggy right now. Sorry. So it's like, a stray bullet. What if that pellet had hit somebody who, was a little further away, was
And
just
it could have.
walking by, and it could have. That person would still have the
Could have.
same right. So
No, actually, that's a clear stuff happens sort of thing.
Yeah.
But when someone is heckling a cop, you got to figure something bad's going to happen.
But that happens almost at every arrest. People yell at the cops, "Don't arrest that
And people
person."
get arrested for it.
I don't think
And
so.
during a riot, non-lethal force can be used.
Now, did the cop? We don't have it in the
You've got to
information here.
understand, this is a riot. It's in context.
yes.
Joe, if I went into the town square and shot somebody up in the belfry of a church, that would be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Except in a time of war. When you shoot an enemy up in the bell tower because they could drop a grenade on you, they could shoot you, they could shoot your comrades, they could do any of that stuff like that in time of war. See, you want to go around here and start saying, okay, we're going to divide this up and not consider the circumstances, but in strict literal interpretation, this person is innocent. He isn't innocent. He participated in a riot by heckling police when they tried to do their job. He is a participant in my book.
No, I
now,
disagree.
when
I
you look
disagree
at things,
also.
okay, go ahead and disagree.
Yeah.
This is a discussion program.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that if you go there, you're stupid. If you participate, you're stupid. And then you go back and say, well, I wasn't meaning to the bottle. You're all wrong. Well, okay, fine.
They're going to settle, Dave.
Well,
He's getting money.
I that's probably true.
but Joe,
Yeah.
whether you're right or wrong is not the purpose of my discussion. But don't make it sound like this guy is lily white and pure.
Well, no, I'm
he
trying not to.
isn't. He has a responsibility for what happened to him. So will
Somewhat.
he win an award for himself and his posterity?
Posterity?
Posterity, right?
An
I've
award?
almost said posterity, posterior. But but will he win an award? It's easy to be cynical and say yes, it will probably happen. But don't be telling me he's right and he's innocent.
No, I didn't say it was right.
There you go.
I'm just saying he will win this lawsuit.
He may.
The lawyers will go to the police of the
But I
city
think
and say,
he'll-
let's offer him $75K to have him go away.
I think he'll get
I
much
think it'll be
less
a lot.
because of his
Maybe-
culpability.
Maybe to be less, but okay.
Right. Now, if like Melissa had alluded to earlier, this person was walking by on the knoll. It's a bus station, for cripe's sake.
Yeah.
Got off a bus, waiting
got
for a
hit.
bus, whatever, off to the side, walking away from the disturbance, and they get hit. They are not culpable in any way.
So, in
But
this,
the guy who goes there from his home with his wife, hey, let's go down and see the riot, and then starts heckling the cops.
now, if you're the cop, Dave,
Yeah.
and you're trying to subdue,
I'd feel terrible.
And wait a minute, and you're trying to subdue somebody that you have seen done something, and you hear behind you
Yeah.
people yelling at you, hey, stop beating that guy.
And then a
Are
glass
you just-
bottle crashes right next to you.
So you're just going to take out your gun and shoot randomly? It must be that guy.
Well, Joe, again, you're not taking it in context. I don't know what the police officer saw
No, you don't.
when he turned around with his gun drawn because it was drawn already anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I don't know what the police officer saw when he turned around. Was this person who's suing the city now in any kind of threatening position? Did it look like he was there peaceably heckling a cop and observing with his wife on his arm? Or did he look like
He was
a
gonna
guy
do
who was
something
going to
else.
come up behind me and hit me?
Well, maybe it did, and that's why the Attorney General dismissed any clear
That has to be considered in my book.
All right. We're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program. So, Dave, we need a second message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Please.
Easy one, the 334-1000 call after 9 o'clock this morning. Anybody who answers that telephone line, 334-1000, can tell you how you can become a member of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. You don't have to be a big corporation to do it, believe me, and you can afford it. I can tell you that, too. 334-1000. Joe?
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruz and Bruce Palmer inviting you to join me for the Saturday Block Party. It's every Saturday from 4 until 7 p.m. when we fill the airwaves with the songs you want to hear. It's a party in every sense of the word, so join me live on 99.5 and 1240 a.m. or bring the show with you wherever you go at onworldwide.com.
WOON Woonsocket Radio.
It is Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. We have one that has been called in. Thank you very much. And there is a movie out. It's an older movie, and it's called It Happens Every Spring. I think it's about baseball.
I'm not familiar.
Well, it's basically the Chris Sale story. It's springtime, and Sale gets hurt. It happens every spring. So thank you very much to the caller.
Oh, that's what the caller said?
Yeah. It happens every spring. Chris Sale gets hurt.
I see. How clever.
And he's out for most of the summer.
They should write jokes for you,
and
Joe.
then he
Please.
comes back a little later on, and oh yeah, I'm okay now. I'm ready to go. All right, other things going on. That woman that was missing in Lincoln was found in North Kingstown.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
But they say that,
But
Dave.
her cell phone pinged back in North Kingstown.
Yeah, okay.
And so,
In the North Kingstown area.
yeah.
But,
That's all the cops would
But
say because
located.
there's so many things they can't say.
yeah. So it
Yeah.
doesn't say anything about a car or a bus or how how the cell phone got into that general area. But
Yeah.
North Kingstown's quite a walk from Lincoln.
Not really a walk, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the audience would be appalled to learn just how little news comes from police departments.
Wouldn't this be the state police?
Because, whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's so much they can't say
All right.
without
Ongoing.
getting in trouble when it
Right.
regards people and things that have gone on in their lives. That I see repeatedly, more times than I can imagine, social media reports just being put on the air because the cops can't say, they didn't say, so
Yeah.
we've got to say something, so we'll say something that was on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And you pray that social
right.
media wasn't pulling your leg.
Yeah.
It's not easy for news departments these days because everybody's rights are more important than everybody else's rights. So that's the way it is. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that's the way it is. I'm just saying that I see this so much, and it makes me shake my head
Well, every
horizontally.
TV news organizations all promote, hey, if you've got a video of news, send it to us.
Yeah.
Right.
They sure do.
And,
That's right.
and if it's and we'll use it, and they'll give you full credit, of course.
Right.
But
And then they'll
they
say, well,
want it.
we don't know what's going on in this
Yeah,
video. We're
but
not
take a-
sure,
yeah,
but,
but take a
look,
look.
but watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just saw one, channel 4 or 5. There was a shooting at Revere Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Last weekend, and there's the melee of the two groups, and it's so tough to tell who's fighting who,
Yeah.
because they're all the same age, they're all wearing the same thing. Everyone's got tan shorts and white T-shirts. It's like how do you know who you don't like? But
Did
then
they
one
have numbers on their back like a
no,
football
no,
team?
that would have helped.
No? Oh,
But
okay.
one guy, you see him pull out his gun, and it's weird. He just instead of pointing it straight, he's up high.
Yeah.
Just, bang, 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 randomly, and then they run away.
Right. Because that's
I'm
what
like,
they see in action
wow.
movies.
I guess, and oh yeah, this will work,
Right.
and then that's how you hit innocent bystanders.
Right.
So
But if they're at the beach,
At the beach.
in shorts and T-shirts,
yes,
where does he hide the
I was
gun?
about to say, where's the
it
gun?
was well, he's not bathing trunks. They're
Oh,
they're
I
like
see. Okay.
shorts you buckle or
Yeah, okay.
button, and you saw him take when
Like
he was
Bermuda
done.
shorts,
Yeah,
sort of.
and when he was done with the gun, right back into the pants
Oh, gee.
to run away.
It would
You
have
see-
been
Also
hot.
n- also
he
not-
could have burnt himself.
Not a good idea, right? To just
Well,
not have a
People
holster.
don't
You
get
could,
that.
you could
People just don't-
accidentally.
They don't get that. Guns are hot after they're
Yes.
fired.
Well, they didn't show the video enough to go, ooh, ow, 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 kind of thing. But you see him take it out of his shorts. You see clearly do that, and then
Okay.
to run faster, you got to put you got to hide the evidence, so you can't be running with a gun in your hand. So they shove it back down, and he takes off. So I wonder how far he got before he realized I'm burning. Here.
Ow, ow,
So,
ow,
ow, ow, ow, ow, ow.
Go
All right.
down to the local pharmacy and find out who just bought a whole bunch of
A
side.
lot of, you got any burn cream in here? Oh, God, that's terrible. All right.
That's like a monk episode.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I've seen that show a couple times, and it is amusing that way.
All right. There's a new online registration system if you are a medical marijuana patient in Rhode Island, according to the
Okay.
Rhode Island Department of Health.
Doesn't affect me, Joe.
Nope. Well, not yet anyway, Dave, right? You never know what might
okay.
happen 5 years from now. The previous system was all paper-based, so we finally decided to join the 21st century
Yeah.
and go online. So if you need to be part of this, the new website is cannabislicensing.ri.gov. And the funny part about this is if you work for, let's say, a larger company, and you try to type in that site, it'll block you.
Yeah.
The company will block you
Yeah.
for trying to look up marijuana-related stuff
Right.
because they block certain sites, and that's going to be one of them. Mm-hmm. And you can try to talk to your blue in the face to the HR people that I need this for medical reasons. They're not going to believe you.
Well, then you should probably do it at home.
Well, you should, but and I agree, and you should do it on your phone if you work related stuff
right,
like. And I
right.
know this 'cause I did this one time at a place I worked. I needed to look up, not cannabis. I had needed to look up the times my church was having mass.
Okay.
You cannot look up anything religious at all. Everything religious is blocked, and it came up on the screen. This is a bad. I was going to my church's website. This is a bad website because they just think you're going to start preaching, and we can't have that at work here. So I was like, you're kidding, right? So I'm lumped in with the cannabis and the adult sites as I'm trying to look up St. Mary's Church.
Right.
Gets all lumped together. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, you should have known better, Joe.
And now it's that's right. And now I'm surprised someone didn't come over like in an hour to come talk to me.
I know, did you think that someone was
I
gonna,
thought
like,
someone was going to come.
Oh,
I
you've
really
been on
did.
because maybe they get the same message and they don't realize that it's
Someone in HR is getting the reports that
Right.
this person tried to go to this site and they're trying to go to this site. Maybe we should go talk to them and see what they're up to. No one came over, by the way. Maybe
Okay.
it was a 3 strikes and you're out rule.
maybe.
All right,
maybe.
that's his first strike. So we'll keep an eye on Callahan over there in accounting, whatever. All right, we're gonna take a break here on the Coffee and program. It's time for the forecast, and sunny today in the morning, but rain's coming in for this afternoon and a little bit on the weekend as well. The forecast is being sponsored by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism.
Increasingly cloudy today with a high near 91 and calm wind until the showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Could be some gusty winds and heavy rain. Tonight, Showers and thunderstorms are 60% likely. Cloudy skies, overnight low of 50. Saturday's weather, a 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, and 58. Sunday, 40% chance of showers, partial sunshine, and 62. Monday, partly sunny and 68. Tuesday, partly sunny and 70. Wednesday, partly sunny and 66. And on Thursday, partly sunny skies and 69.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with the sunny skies. It's warm. We're almost at 80, 79 degrees at 8:30 in the morning. Explore the many hidden gems of Massachusetts and discover that the best things in life aren't things, they're moments. Go to visitma.com for your chance to win a getaway, including hotel, dinners, and outdoor activities.
The latest word from John Chan at Chan's Fine Oriental Dining on Main Street is early bird specials. This is for dine-in only. Sunday to Thursday from 3 to 5, get $2 off 32 special combo dinners. $2 off. Drink specials on Sunday to Thursday, 3 to 9 p.m. House wine, $5. Domestic beers, $4. Mai Tai and Scorpion Bowls, $7, of course. Get your poo-poo platters at Chan's. Enjoy the awesome Chan's experience. It's so good. Chan's is at 267 Main Street, Woonsocket. And you can go online at chanseggrolsandjazz.com or give them a buzz at 765-1900. Takeout, drive-through, delivery, or sit in the booth. Chan's.
Lead can be poisonous, especially to children. That's why Rhode Island has a renovation, repair, and painting rule. If you're a homeowner and you're planning any work that could disturb lead paint, you must protect your family or tenants by hiring a licensed lead renovation firm to correct lead paint hazards. And if you're a skilled tradesman, you must be specially trained and licensed to work on any projects that could disturb lead paint. Learn more at health.ri.gov/RRP. A message from the Rhode Island Department of Health and Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Here's what's coming up next. Greatest Hits USA.
Hey, this is Chuck Matthews on Greatest Hits USA. And coming up this weekend, we're going to answer the following questions. Who got the idea for a song while riding his motorcycle? What singer worked at a car assembly plant? And who had the #1 record this week in 1969? Find out. Turn it up this weekend right here.
Greatest Hits USA.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Since its founding in 1996, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism anywhere makes these cities and towns better places to live in. We believe that truth has value and should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story.
It's Coffee and here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray as well. Nice to have you all with us. We were talking, because I believe this happened in Massachusetts. That's right. In Massachusetts, where a school system up there has decided to ban the Bible from their school library. And I made me wonder: are they also going to ban the Quran? Are they going to ban the Torah? But that's not part of the story. Part of it is that they're banning the Bible.
Yeah, and I think that generally banning books is bad.
Yeah,
Any book.
Yeah, I mean, you can't pick and choose
what you like,
what you want people to read or not read, and the Bible has to be included in that. Because like you were saying, like when we were taught Shakespeare, they make many references. And I remember this in my humanities class. And then we, had to explain those references and they were biblical.
Yeah.
And so, of course we did discuss it.
No.
So then maybe you want to look it up just, in your library.
Who's Job and why is it in this piece of literature?
Sure. But it's
Job at onworldwide.com.
But some of the books that I was required to read, and we are all required to read, like Lord of the Flies, banned. I had to read that, I think, in high school. Yeah. Right, and like all these other
My
books
daughter had to read it.
Yeah, right, and
I'm shocked next year.
Literary classics are being banned.
Like Mark Twain, and Huckleberry Finn.
Right.
Is always banned. And Gone with the not Gone with the Wind.
Why not? It is now.
Wizard of Oz sometimes is banned.
Yeah, that's because
some
you
people
get a lot of overreactionary.
Yeah, because some people believe there's no such thing as a good witch. all witches are bad. even Glinda.
Okay.
it gets and To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird,
that's
yeah.
another one
Yeah.
that's
Jesus,
that's
they
bad.
y'all-
got the N word in that one. You can't let the kids read that.
It's fiction.
It's what?
It's
But
fiction.
it's going to give them ideas,
Oh, yeah.
Melissa. You know.
What are you gonna do?
Next year, my daughter's actually going to read 1984, which I'm shocked she's actually going to read it
Yeah.
for school.
Yeah.
But I think it's great.
But it's a 70-year-old book. About a year
Right.
that went by before she was born, probably.
Well, it's supposed to be. Well, yeah, but it's got bad ideas, Dave.
Oh, it's got bad ideas.
Yeah, so
Joe.
we can't have that.
Well, let's not teach anybody about World War II. There are
No,
a whole
that's a lot of
pass of
Right,
bad
right,
bad
right,
ideas
right.
in
You
that little
can't.
buggy.
Don't ban books.
Yeah.
Don't erase history. You know, this is
Simply
we-
look and say, okay, we
This
don't agree
happened.
with this now. Learn
Right,
from this. This
right.
is bad.
or be condemned to repeat it. Right.
Right.
The author Stephen King. I don't know if you ever read any of his Stephen King's. I'm not a big
I
horror
know who he
fan.
is.
Yeah.
I have read some of his short stories, but he's come out and he's posted like on his Facebook or Instagram or whatever to people. So whatever books they're banning, those are the ones you need to go get and read because there's a
Obviously.
reason they don't want you to read it. So go read it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I agree.
So I said that's a great idea.
I'm with Melissa on that one.
All right, very good.
You only make them more popular by
yes.
banning them.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I can't see us. What's wrong?
That's right.
All right. So things are not so great down in South Kingstown. They've got a budget problem in their school system, and now they're
Yeah, they
worried
do.
that they might be cutting fall sports and other programs, including art
With
and things
all
like
of
that.
this stinking federal money, they've got a problem. Next year
Yeah.
is when you have the problem.
Well,
Everybody's going to have problems next year
Yes,
and the
they
year
will.
after as they adjust. They get weaned off the federal money
yep.
deal.
Well,
But that hasn't happened yet. How do you end up with a problem now? He asks rhetorically.
they're considering a referendum that officials could lead to cutting the fall sports and other programs. A
Because
resident,
that's
I
all
love
that
that.
school districts can do to get more money.
One resident was able to get on the ballot a proposal to cut the budget by $1.5 million. And so now the polls are open down there in South Kingstown this coming Tuesday,
Yeah.
as the voters down there will vote on that. Won't be-
Voter referendum.
and I guess it's
One person.
one person was able to get it on the ballot. How about that? Doesn't say who or what
Doesn't
influence
seem
they
very
have.
democratic.
No, but and
No. Voter initiative. That's what it's called. Voter
Voter
initiative. Yeah.
and why just the fall sports?
Because that's
if-
what that one person
if-
just decided that they
But if we're going to get
arbitrarily.
why? Well, then
Because
we should
they're
get
the
rid of all
popular
the,
ones,
but we,
Joe.
But we should get rid of all the sports then.
No, they're the popular ones.
Well, no, one person can just decide that that's what they think everybody should vote on. Because obviously they must be right in some way, right?
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
No, this is why voter initiative is.
But
I
you know,
disagree with that, of course, completely. But that's,
I know
that's
you
another
do.
discussion we don't need to have.
Right.
But football, field hockey, cross country,
Hockey,
volleyball,
ice hockey.
they're just as popular as hockey, basketball, baseball, softball.
What was the reasoning?
Track.
Was it's just money, right?
It's just money. They need to cut they want to cut the budget by $1.5 million. The school.
So
budget.
they've sought school sports.
and arts. And,
Well, forgive
and
me for
music and
sounding
things.
cynical. Oh,
It does say
okay.
other programs too.
Okay.
Forgive me
okay.
for sounding cynical, but I'm right. The only way that school departments leverage increases is by saying we're going to cut out sports.
They always say
And you
that.
see what
There you go.
happened in North
Yep.
Smithfield when they did that?
The big swell.
The people of North Smithfield, to their credit, put together an organization and funded it to fund the school sports. You can't pull that trick on us anymore. Go ahead, try.
Yeah. All right.
Congratulations, North Smithfield.
Well, that's what they're doing down there in South Kingstown on Tuesday. So watch for that to vote. Now, this is I find this amusing. We brought it up yesterday with the mayor that 4 employees at Providence City Hall in the marriage license department all quit.
That's
On the
marriage
same day.
license and
And
vital
birth
statistics.
certificates.
Vital records,
Yes.
yeah. Right.
Yeah,
So they all
vitals.
quit. So I guess there was a lot of phone calls to Providence City Hall, and Brett Smiley, the mayor, had to come out and say, "Okay, the validity of your marriage license is fine." What do you mean we're not married? What's going on?
But he can't say what really went on.
No,
Which
no.
for someone with a vivid imagination like myself,
It's a personnel
might
matter.
might personally imagine that there were some people getting documents that perhaps
They shouldn't.
they shouldn't have had.
Okay, but I
Now
think
that's
it's,
what I imagine,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think the funny part is people aren't concerned about the people that quit and what they were under investigation for. They want to know, is
What
my
about
marriage?
me?
What about me is right? Is everything okay?
This
Do I
could
have
get
to
complicated if that marriage license
So
wasn't on the
that's
up and
what
up.
he had to issue. He had to issue the validity. Was everything was okay? So if you got married and you got the, I don't know how
If
far
you were
back they had to
born, that
go.
might be in question. If you died, we're not sure of it.
Yeah.
But your marriage is cool.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right. So
What a mess.
Governor Dan McKee made it official. It's Pride Month here in Rhode Island. He signed
Yep.
the proclamation.
Mm-hmm.
He also signed the officially making the special election official. So it
He
will
wanted
be.
to wait because the guy said he's going to resign. Wait to see if
Yeah, wait for him to-
Cicilline actually does
does
resign.
it.
What if something
What if he
happened?
changes? Yeah.
What if, God forbid, we went to war and he said, "Well, I can't leave our district
Now,
without any representation for 3 months, so I'm going to hang on a little
Yeah.
longer."
Yeah.
Right.
You know, any number of things could have happened. I think that was very wise of the governor to look at it and say, "Okay, we'll make no decision until we have to make a decision."
Yeah. And now that he's officially out.
Yep.
And working at the Rhode Island Foundation, okay, now we can officially make the dates. So
Mm-hmm.
it is September 5th for the
I
primary.
wonder who got his office.
November 7th. Oh, in Washington?
Yeah.
Well,
Because
shouldn't they
those are prized.
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
are
so now-
prized
that's
patronage
right.
handouts.
So now we. So
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a-
there's
And
the
after 12
jockey,
years, he
yeah.
might have had something in the same state. Because they relegate some of those newbies to the washroom.
That's
the
how
broom-
it
to the
works
broom
in
closet.
all levels of government.
Oh,
It
so-
happens
so,
at the State House too, does
It
it?
sure does.
So basically,
All right,
yesterday.
here, by the way,
start off in the basement
go
and
into your office. Here, change the filters in the heating system, will you, while you're there?
so basically, yesterday and today is moving day down there, as everyone's well, not everyone, but people are switching offices.
Yep. There's a
Yeah.
little, probably a little hierarchy, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
Somebody got
moves
a favor.
up. And so the new person.
Somebody got a favor.
Rhode Island
And
would-
nobody's changing the filters of the heating system today.
But I will say, like, if there's a special election for us, at least on the Senate side,
Yeah.
we don't move everybody's offices around. Like that only happens after the general election.
Yeah.
Like nobody's like waiting in line for you to like take your your office.
So no one comes in with a tape measure. Let's see. Yep, that'll fit. All right, we got a note called in. 766-1240 just says to the panel, in 1974, all right, the Rhode Island Lottery was created. Dave, you have to help us out on
I
that.
remember it well.
Okay.
It was the year I was born.
All right. I don't remember that happening, but okay. The Rhode Island Lottery was created to help school funding.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it's 50 years later, and the schools are still struggling. Where is the money going? Obviously
Another
not-
rhetorical question.
Yeah,
Mr.
Yeah.
obviously
Callahan.
not to the
Yeah.
schools.
No, but thank you for the.
So-
I don't mean to demean it by saying another rhetorical question, but it's a question that's been asked and answered over and over again for 35, 40 years, because it was something they needed to say in order to get it passed, because there was pushback.
the money will go to the schools.
So, generally speaking, what happens when you are on a mission, you're trying to get something done, and you're meeting with opposition, you lie. Governor Leach did it when he wanted to get elected and take Chafee, a very popular governor, out. Real simple. You lie. No sales tax if I get in. Right. Okay, so they lied to get the Lottery Commission established and to legalize lottery action in Rhode Island. And but the deal is this: after you lie, you have to justify, right? This is a two-part process. After you lie, you have to justify. And they said, look, any money we put in the general fund, where do you think the education budget comes from? The general fund. So if we just put in the general fund,
They'll get that money.
Then it's just, yeah, there you go.
No, yeah, we won't need to use that money for
Sure.
anything else.
And so the justification of the lie becomes another lie, etc.
All
Third
right.
largest source of revenue.
All right.
Lottery.
Lotteries. Okay.
But now when you look at the budget, could you do anything about that?
I mean,
Could any 100 of you down there do anything about it?
Okay, that's a better question because if you're asking me, like, oh sure, I can make recommendations. Doesn't mean anybody's gonna listen to them.
Right, yeah.
Like,
But could any 100 lawfully, of seated legislators
yeah, if we had
change that?
if we had the collective political will.
So there's your answer. All you
right.
got to
Right.
do is get 100 honest people down there in Providence, and I'll wait.
We
I
have the
won't hold my
ability.
breath while you do that, but I'll wait, and then
Tell 'em.
this is what
A little
has to
bit,
be done.
yeah.
Engage their enthusiasm, see that they do it, and then you're all set.
I love how people that say, like, when they're running for office, like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But
do you know
they're
you
they're
can't?
running for a member of a legislative body.
Yeah, so you
And
get
you're like, you're
everybody
one
to
of,
do
like
300.
or
Yeah,
however
on the
many,
House side,
right?
yeah.
Right.
But that's it. And the electorate making a decision, sometimes half listening, a practical politician will know. Did you have to give them a speech, an idea, an enthusiasm for a particular course of action, that if you were scrupulously honest about it, you couldn't sell it? Mm-hmm. It's like, look at the fantastic new 2023 EV from automaker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get into this thing, it smells fantastic. You can go anywhere you want. You don't have to worry about where gas stations are. La da 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 dee 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 da. Give me one. I want one. They don't tell you it's $70,000, and they don't tell you that your electric bill is going to go up $200 a month. They don't tell you that you're going to be having to calculate how many miles you drive every day to be sure that you get near a plug
Yeah.
soon enough so
charge
you don't
back
have
up.
to call AAA to tow you to an electric outlet.
All right. Gonna take another break here on the Coffee and program, so it is time for a second
but
message.
if they
Dave?
told you that, would you buy it?
Well, no. But anyway, time for a second message from the Valley Breeze newspapers, of which Dave has in his hands
do.
at the current moment there.
The North Smithfield, Blackstone, and Woonsocket edition of the Valley Breeze is in my hand right now. And we have a couple of we're going to talk about the news here, the couple of stories here. Bella Pelletier reports in North Smithfield that Aaron Andrews has become the new owner of Hercules Beef Wings and Pizza. You used to know it as just Hercules Pizza, but it's Hercules Beef Wings and Pizza in Slatersville. He's a resident of Woonsocket and grandson to Dan Andrews, a name that's well known in North Smithfield because of Dan Andrews being the former administrator in North Smithfield. Now, we don't know how it's going to reconcile with his nephew owning the Hercules Beef, Wings, and Pizza, with Dan Andrews having his own signature sandwich over at Gators. Go look at the menu. He's still got the Dan Andrews
meatloaf, yeah.
Yeah, meatloaf, right, exactly. All right. Also, Bella Pelletier was busy. She came to Woonsocket, too, and they say that Woonsocket officials are continuing to discuss ways of offering financial help to local businesses affected by COVID. Remember COVID? Right. And Madison Clark, there's a nice color picture of her from North Smithfield, bows her head during the national anthem, the North Smithfield Memorial Day Parade on Monday. Voters say no to combined liquor and grocery store in Blackstone. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sad about
your
that.
Park and Shop supermarket will not be reopening.
That's unbelievable that
Yeah.
they voted that down.
Well, and it's funny because the supermarket could have sold. It did have a liquor license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Park and Shop did have a liquor license
They did.
before it closed down. But he said in order to do it right, it's got to be like a discount liquor, like my Denny's Warehouse Liquors over in Bellingham.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, no, Thrifties will go out of business and we can't do that. All right, so they said no.
Not
so
necessarily.
now, guess what? Guess what? The place
You don't
stays
get
empty.
Yeah.
Good move. Let's see. Alternate event could stand in for Cumberland Fest, reread, and the banner headline of the Valley Breeze for Cumberland and Lincoln. Ooh, that sounds interesting. A one-day festival, they have learned at the Breeze offices, may take place instead of Cumberland Fest just for this year. Also in Cumberland, Ethan Shorey writes that the town council gave a nod to a bond question, $52 million in fresh spending for the new B.F. Norton Elementary School, etc. Nice little picture of a doggy on there. Go take a look at that. And Sophia Barr in the Valley Breeze also says in Lincoln, officials approved centralized rescue service and school bond questions. Read all about it in the Valley Breeze newspapers. Free where you shop each and every Thursday. And, I forgot to mention, get that camera one back on there, Joe, because there's an insert this time around, the spring into summer at the Valley Breeze. Let me see if I can get this over here so they can focus on the whole thing because it's vertical. There you go. Spring in the summer 2023. Well, the breeze. Yeah, can you do that for me? Good, because now I got to do this and show you inside. Lots of nice, glossy, full-color ads. Things that you'll want to know. Red hot buys at Leeway, etc. And it's all right here, and it comes at no additional charge inside this week's Valley Breezes. Joe?
Okay, Dave, thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue here on ON Radio. We got another message to get to. Best wishes to all our area graduates from Kafin Oil, featuring great service, including budget contracts, spreading your payments over a 12-month period. Remember, education is the gateway to a successful career. Kafin Oil, 765-3881.
What does it mean that our customers are our owners? It means that we don't have shareholders like a bank. We have owners, like you. And though we don't have traditional shareholders, we do share. We share values, expectations, and yes, profits, in the form of better rates, lower fees, and dividends. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigate Credit Union.
Attention bikers and riders, the premier event of the young season is being organized for June 3rd. It's the first annual Veterans Charity Motorcycle Run brought to you by New Englanders Helping Our Veterans in collaboration with the Elks Riders Lodge 2136 in Franklin, Mass. The ride starts and ends at Franklin Elks Lodge and travels through Rhode Island as well. Food will be served upon return and beverages will be available. It's $25 per operator, $10 per rider. To sign up, email treasurer at nehov.org. All are welcome. Public welcome to the Elks after 2:30 to enjoy the entertainment.
Thank you very much. It is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray, and Dave Richards is here as well. And we have another note to get to, 766-1240. This one came in yesterday afternoon. Melissa and I have already discussed it in detail from yesterday, but we'll do it again here. I don't think Dave has heard it, and Dave's out of the studio at the moment. But anyway, in the next few days, the country of Sweden will become the very first smoking-free country in the world. Now we know why people from Scandinavian countries live longest, because they're in such better health. But I looked it up, and this is actually true. And the way it works is when 5% or less of the population are daily smokers, you're considered smoke-free, because you're not going to stop at 100%.
Right.
So
and I think that's great.
That's amazing. I couldn't find it, and I want to know. Gee, I wonder what a pack of cigarettes goes for in Sweden.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. It
Yeah.
must be.
It must be
if
in
they're
our money.
imported, right?
$20 a pack.
Yikes!
Well, no, they're like they're $10 here, so maybe it's even more. Maybe like $30 a pack.
I think there might be
now,
more than 10.
They attribute this wonderful smoke-free situation in Sweden to a lot of public awareness campaigns of how bad smoking is for you. But they're also offered something else, and they call it snus, S-N-U-S. And it's a smokeless tobacco product that has taken off in popularity there. So it's still getting your nicotine fix. You're just not expelling smoke into the air.
Right. So you're not hurting anybody else.
Other than yourself.
Other than
'Cause
yourself.
we call it smokeless tobacco in the United States, and it's basically chewing tobacco. Is this stuff the same stuff? I don't know.
So when they say smokeless tobacco, is it really just like something that you put in some other part of your body, which can also cause cancer? But
yeah,
you don't have that secondhand smoke. I hate
Yeah.
secondhand smoke. It's so gross.
You got to worry about your cheeks. You got to worry about your esophagus, tongue cancer.
Yeah,
all
it's
those things.
bad stuff. But I mean, you can't limit folks' choice to do that, but you
Right.
can limit exposure from other people who choose not to do it, which I think is the right thing to do.
Right. All right. Now, here's something you don't have to worry about down at the State House, Melissa. The state of Massachusetts has determined it wrongly paid $2.5 billion in unemployment claims with federal money.
Oh, no.
Yep. State officials have not revealed what led to the mistake. Oops.
That's a really big mistake.
But
all right.
it says it dates back to 2020, and it was just recently identified, okay? Now, it's unclear whether the state will look to Massachusetts employers to recoup some of the money you can't go back to the people. Hey,
Yeah.
can you send that back to us?
Yeah.
But it will impact. But it will not impact that recipient. So they're not going to go after the people.
Yeah,
Now,
they can't.
The U.S. Department of Labor indicates that it's working with Massachusetts to rectify the situation.
Mm-hmm.
How do you rectify this?
That's a lot of money. And why was an audit not done until now, 3 years later?
I don't know.
So many questions.
So many, yeah. Oh yeah, we'll just look at all that money over there. We'll just take it out of there, and now we have all this
You have to be
surplus
so
money.
careful with that federal money too. You know.
Oh, you try to
because
be, yeah.
You have to be. You have to be extra sure that you're not doing the wrong thing with it because they will, and they're going to start clawing it back.
Yes, we want it back. We don't have it. Well, that's too bad, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, they are going to start to claw it back. Then you're in
And
really
so there's
big
some
trouble.
uncertainty in the story of whether or not they're going to go after the employers that paid that money in originally, that they then gave back to the taxpayers because they took.
So pay it in again.
Yeah, I'll pay it in again. What the
Wow.
heck? You think government cares about business? Give me a break.
We'll see what happens there. Up in Massachusetts, once again, I think this is the first one. The first cannabis company in Massachusetts is closing all its facilities. It's a company called True Leave, like Believe, but True Leave. They're not going to operate in the state anymore. They have dispensaries in Worcester, Framingham, and Northampton, and they have a growing and processing facility in Holyoke. They're all going to close by the end of the year. They reached a settlement with the federal workplace safety officials because they had a death of a worker at the Holyoke facility. The worker inhaled ground marijuana dust. It killed him or her. Wow. I don't know if it killed him right then in the facility or they just went to the hospital or whatever. But they reached a settlement, I guess, like with OSHA.
Yeah.
That said it was your fault that this person died. So they're pulling
That'll
up
put them
stakes,
under.
and they're pulling up. Yeah, we can't afford all this.
Well, with all the competition,
Yeah, that's right.
and you're not the only
We're
place
going
in town, and
We're going someplace else.
Yeah.
So that's what happened in that company. So and it's too bad about the person passing away.
Yeah, it is.
As well.
any particulate like that gets in your lungs and if you get an infection,
Yep.
take you down.
So Dave and I talked about this a little bit earlier. There's a family of a Houston woman. She was found dead in a freezer at a Louisiana Arby's earlier this month. They're filing a lawsuit. The woman died. She worked at the Arby's.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes into the freezer, and they all have safety latches on the inside. Wasn't working. Locked. No one could hear her. Couldn't get out. Relatives claim the latch to the walk-in freezer at the restaurant was broken, trapping the woman inside. The suit says the woman who worked at the restaurant beat her hands bloody, trying to escape. It's also alleged the company knew about the broken latch since 2022. What fell down behind me? I'm sure it's the sign.
It's a sign.
Okay. But the broken latch since 2022. And they didn't
They
fix
are
it.
absolutely liable.
The lawsuit names the franchise owner, Turbo Restaurants LLC, as the defendant, and they seek at least $1 million in damages.
Yeah,
Now,
that's not
they-
a nice way to go. That's
Oh, no,
really
that's
that's
gonna be
bad.
awful.
That's bad.
Because you've got to panic, and you use up the oxygen even faster.
Mhm.
Now, Dave says he thinks there's a little culpability on the woman's part. You want to explain yourself there, Dave?
No, you explained it already.
No,
Everybody knew it was broken.
Yeah, so...
And she went in without putting a chalk in the door.
Well, you don't know what she tried to do, Dave. Maybe she did.
Maybe it came out.
It closed behind her and she couldn't get it open because the thing was broken.
Yeah.
But everybody knew it was broken.
Maybe she told someone to hold this, or maybe she put a bucket at
Well,
the
now
door.
you're talking a
and
murder
it
charge,
it
aren't
slipped
you?
away. What's that?
Now you're talking a murder charge.
Well, if she asked someone to hold the door, yeah, but I don't think that happened.
People shouldn't die because of accidents or simple little things, and they should never die on the workplace if it could have been preventable in any
This
way.
could have been.
Well, we get all that,
Yeah.
right? We get all that. That's not my point here. My point is that, hey, this is terrible. But if everybody knew it was broken, then why did she go in there without making sure it wouldn't close behind her?
Well, maybe she did. And you just don't know what she did, Dave.
Well,
And-
gee
and-
whiz.
things happen.
Maybe, but that's not what you're saying here.
Well, I only go with what I got, and the freezer still works. still keeps the stuff frozen. That's where we keep the food. That's where the roast beef and the
Keeps
French fries are.
Keeps the employees frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Should work
All
for
right.
Wendy's. It's fresh, never frozen beef.
Oh, that's just the beef. The French fries are frozen.
Oh yeah, sure.
And I remember my days at Burger King.
Yeah.
They had the latches on the inside.
Oh yeah.
And they all
the
worked.
walk-in. Yeah.
Because
Yes.
the door would close behind you as you're
Yeah.
there working on stuff.
Yep.
And there was a rule. I think if you were 15 and under, you couldn't go in there at all under any circumstance.
smart to me.
You get someone 16 or older to go in and
Sounds
get
smart to me.
whatever you want. You can hold the door open. That's what you get to do. All right, that does it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in, everyone. Always appreciated. Dave Richards, thanks for stopping by today.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Joe, and we'll be looking forward to Romeo tomorrow morning and your Tiki Bar at noontime. Casey Kasem from the 70s at 1. At 4 o'clock, we'll have Cruise and Bruce on the radio.
And then Chucker again.
And then the Chucker. But the big thing on my mind is to listen into the Birthday Boy on Sunday morning at 8:30 when Manny Brandau celebrates his birthday on the radio.
He's 25 again, Melissa.
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay. Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Stay cool, everybody.
My name's Joe Callahan. Have a great day, great weekend, everyone, and stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember is coming your way at 9:30 on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. After a federal judge cleared the way on Wednesday, the Massachusetts Attorney General's office will start enforcing the Massachusetts Right to Repair law. Passed by voters in 2020, the law requires automakers to give vehicle information to independent repair shops or else.